the what? The 13 colonies, right? So the fall of Babylon is the fall of the whole infrastructure. Now, when you look at the prophetic timeline, it shows you from the past to the future, and because right now we're going through the beginning points of the global shift. The global shift, when you're talking about global chaos, that is also a representation of the abomination of desolation. So right now, where we at, we're in the crisis period, which is basically the precursor to modern day wars from 2021 to 2025. Hold on, can you guys see it? Hold on. I don't think you guys can see. Let me see something. Hold on. All right. Let me get my screen share back going again. All right. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. My bad about that. So, when you're talking about Babylon's judgment, you're really talking about everything as far as like, America being the baby lion, right? And this also corresponds with the celestial alignments when you're talking about the star Regulus, and we finna get into that as we get through the transmission. And when you're talking about the prophetic timeline, this is a representation of the abomination of desolation because we're in a crisis period. Because everything operates on the seculum of a cycle. Everything operates on the seculum of a cycle because every 80 years there's a crisis period that's in alignment with an unraveling. And the unraveling leads to modern day wars, and the new era is a technocratic system that leads up to the sustainable development goals when you're talking about the agenda for 2030, right? We finna get into that as we get to the transmission, but I have to show you this timeline because this timeline is showing you on how they want to build a technocratic system. It's kind of like the same thing when you watch the movie Demolition Man. They want the system to be like Demolition Man. When you watch that movie, it's got Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone in it. And the people who lived on the under the surface of the planet, they were basically castigated because they wasn't conforming to the new system. Because the new system was controlled by the apex of artificial intelligence, right? You weren't allowed to cuss. You had to be in a state of conformity to live on the surface. Otherwise, you would be castigated, and you would have to hide underground. So this is what they want the new system to look like: the digital ID system, where they have biometric technology, right? That's what this is all about.
Where you at, man?
Because in order to do that, you would have
Come
to
clock in for me.
kill off about 85% of the
J-Bo,
population
I
when you're
don't know
talking
you. You
about
don't know me. I'm
The
again,
Georgia
man. You gotta be
Guidestones when
straight.
they say they want to maintain humanity at 500 million, right? So how you do that? You do that with a
Can't clock in
economic
right now.
crisis. You do it with a geopolitical crisis. You do it with a
Nah.
ecological humanitarian crisis. All this stuff corresponds with each other, right? Because the main goal for the so-called New World Order is to maintain humanity about 500 million to where you can control them with artificial intelligence because they don't need no damn money. They got all the damn money in the world. So what they need is they need control. And the control in itself is a mechanism by, having many different sacrifices. Moving on. Now, this is the timeline of how we got up to here from 2015 to 2026. So you had a meeting at the Clinton Foundation, which is asset relocation discussed. Then Obama sends 150 billion to Iran, pallets of cash. In 2017, the NSA intercepts the CIA black site communications inside Iran. In 2019, Epstein is arrested, then murdered, and then the tapes so-called disappeared. And then in 2025, Donald Trump returns, Pam Bondi appointed, and investigation happens with the Transparency Act. And then you got in 2026, you got the United States military recovers tapes from Tehran, and Obama lawyers up. So everything that you see taking place right now, this is all a script. You got to pay attention to the script. And I'm gonna show you that as we get through the transmission because it's all operated by a monarchy system. So when you're talking about Donald Trump, Donald Trump, he is a representation of the building of the third temple because his third term is going to be symbolic to the abomination of desolation, because there's not going to be a third temple being built. His next presidency is a representation for the third temple. You got to understand that. So this is basically like a biblical timeline that tells you about the abomination of desolation and how we're at the apex of a crisis period, because the next in the last Jubilee year is going to be in 2027, where you're going to have the fall of the Vatican Church in totality, right? You got to understand that. Now, as I was saying before, the constitutional amendment to allow Trump third term introduced in the House, right? I keep telling you guys, Donald Trump is the wild card. When I mean by wild card, because he's playing both sides. He is basically playing fifth dimensional chess because
Right.
he is being controlled by those fake
Yeah.
people over in Israel, right? Who wrote their names in history, because they're not in alignment with history, because their genetics don't correspond with the solar cycle 25, right? Because when you're cursed with leprosy, that is basically an act of disobedience. You went against the laws of the Most High. You went against the laws of the universe. And then you inverted the knowledge with the education system, the political system, the food systems. You know what I'm saying? You inverted everything to the point where it's able to be acclimated to your physiology. This is why I keep telling people, you got indigenous so-called black people living in an unnatural system. You got organic people living in an unnatural system. And you wonder why when you eat certain foods and you lactose intolerant and things of that nature. So I had to, I kind of went off the wall a little bit there, but Donald Trump, his third term is the representation of the third temple being built in Jerusalem, right? You got to understand symbolism in order to comprehend what's taking place according to biblical context and the prophecies of eschatology, which is the science of the end times. Now, when you go to the transliteration of the book of Revelation, El's Holy and Jill, written by the master teacher, Dr. Malachi Z. York, Revelations 14:8 and 14:9. Then another Anunnaki Elohim named Raphael, son of Wikwael and Fakrael, followed him and came out in the middle of the skies after the Anunnaki Elohim Gabriel, saying, Babylon is fallen. Yes, it has fallen, the
Yeah.
great
I'm back.
city. The time
I
has
need to
come for the
park my
demise of the
shit,
new
bro.
Babylon, the United States of
Put some
America,
clothes
the
on.
fourth
We about to
empire
go
of the
in.
devil, to come to
Shit
an
might be
end
going
like
down. I
all
ain't
other
gonna lie,
nations.
bro.
She is the harlot, the great
You
city. The
got
United
one.
States
I
of
got one.
America has made all nations of people throughout the world drink the intoxicants and delicacies of the harlot, and the punishment for its fornications, meaning the lifestyles and the ways of America. The world over has been seduced by the harlot. So you got to understand something. The alignment, the prophetic alignment that's going to be taking place on Easter corresponds with the fall of modern day Babylon. And the reason I say that is because the star Regulus is in alignment with the Leo star constellation, that is also in alignment with the Sphinx over in Egypt. So this prophetic energy that's coming to the planet, that is the personification of the Christ. I talked about in the last transmission on how Melchizedek, who is Thoth, who is Tahuti, Quetzalcoatl, the feather serpent, because America is the land of Tahuti. So this is the land of the spirit of Melchizedek, and when you get into the esoterics of it. So what I'm saying is the Christ energy is going to combat the energies over in America. This is why the great majority of America is being punished, because I keep telling people about those three alignments of the 2017, 2023, and the 2024 solar eclipses. Those alignments in itself put a judgment symbol over America. That was the beginning points of the fall of what we call Babylon, right? And then 10 years after, from 2017 to 2027, that is what you call the sacred 10, right? Which represents ascension, or you're going to be in a perpetual state of orbit of dysfunction. That's what the 10 represents, because it's going to be a separation period that's going to be taking place on the planet during the year of 2027, because that is the year of the goat and the sheep, right? That is also in alignment with the chromatic instruments of the crook and the flail. So you got to read this book right here by Dr. Malachi Z. York. It's called El's Holy and Jill. Hey, it's called El's Holy and Jill. I'm on live right now. So with that being
Bro, I
said,
cannot park
we're
this
gonna get
shit,
to the next
bro.
transmission. So now we're gonna get to the next transmission, part of the transmission. This motherfucker's knocking on my goddamn door while I'm on live. Excuse me, guys. The United States and Israel allegedly bombed Iran and oil deposits. Now you got to understand something. When it comes to this prophecy, this is nothing but a script, and I'm going to show you in real time because everything that you see, you know, when you're talking about the Babylonian exile, when you're talking about Iran and you got the queen, all those things correspond with each other. Hey, go away. God damn. So, excuse me, guys. So let me get. So I'm gonna put a video. I'm gonna get a video up for you guys here in a second. All right, let me get this.
For the Antichrist is just about present. The Antichrist has to be able to rule the world. He's not going to rule through governance. He's going to rule it through economies, even though he'll have control of the governments too. There has to be a unification of the worldwide economy.
What has happened that needed to happen and what still needs to happen?
Okay, what's really going on is not a financial war. What's really going on is not a material war, a military war. What's going on is a spiritual war. The Middle East has been destroyed, right? Israel has no competitors. Iraq, Libya, Syria, they've all been burned to the ground. Iran is the last on the list. And so once you burn Iran to the ground, then Israel has complete dominance over the Middle East, and it can be just rebuild the Middle East in a new image. And this new image will be one of AI surveillance. So ideas that you have, right? AI, digital currency, digital ID, you're going to face a lot of stiff resistance in America because America.
This is why I keep telling people you gotta watch the movie 1984. Read the book 1984 and watch the movie. It all corresponds with the timeline, and it shows you in the movie. They show you throwing away all the books in the movie
Yo, what's the
1984
word?
because they want people to operate in a state
Oh,
of
yo, we
conformity.
in the house.
Because there's a
Uh,
digital ID
Alright.
system at play. They want you
uh,
to be an NPC so bad. They don't want you to be tapped into your authenticity because your authenticity is your Christ energy. Think for yourself why it's still legal to, because that's all acclimated to the digital ID system. Because, like I said, the technocrats they want everything to be operated with biometric technology. You gotta understand that. Put the rice bowls in the chat.
Their freedom. But hey, the Middle East has been destroyed. You can now replace your populations with
You finna get hit your head with a can of
Chinese,
glory
with
greens,
Indians,
girl.
and then you can
You better hope you
insert
get up from there.
microchips into their bloodstreams. Now you have this perfect
You see how he
surveillance
look?
state where everyone is monitored.
Ain't
But
believe
not,
that.
not only is everyone
He
monitored,
ain't finna
their
believe
emotions are
that.
constantly being copied and
Oh,
yeah.
controlled
Listen, no,
by
oh wait, get my
he's very
oh.
trusting in
surveillance
me.
state.
He's very
Excuse me.
trusting in me.
Can you
And
get my
so you
key
basically have a
just in
slave
case if you
state.
know you be
I
under
gave it
And
to
live?
you
there's this
already.
You
transhumanism
did?
where
Now,
Yeah,
one
you
thing
don't see
people
it?
gotta understand
Hold on, let me
about
try.
the surveillance
Oh yeah, I
state,
got it.
the surveillance state
I
began
Wait,
just
Well,
double
inception.
go
Henny.
in the
checked.
bar,
The
go in the bar
inception
and serve us
started
some
with
drinks.
9
Wait,
Oh,
I
11,
need you to
right?
break
And
down
the reason
how
I
the
say
fuck
that is
do this
because right after
Walker
that,
family
that's
and
when George
Green?
Bush
How
implemented
all
the
this shit?
Patriot Act.
How
And the
I'm
Patriot Act
confused,
was
yo.
basically the beginning
So,
points of the
so
police
okay.
state.
period.
So
She got
Because
we
when
victory.
Obama
changed the
got in office,
green
he
when
extended
my
the
grandma
Patriot Act
Corday
while he was in
had
presidency
my dad.
with the
So
NRA
my
bill, which
grandpa
is
is a
basically
green, and that's why my
a
dad is a
form of
green. That's why
martial
we
law.
greens. But
So this is why I keep
um
telling people Donald Trump,
Corday's
he
mom and
has
dad
qualified
are the
immunity through the
original
continuity of government.
walkers.
He could
So
turn
we
on the
basically all
police
walkers,
state at
but
any
we
time because
we branch
that
off.
was nothing but a setup.
Okay, and the
All
Greens.
Obama
So
and
who
Yeah.
is the
George Bush
original
did was
Green?
throw up the alley oop to Donald Trump. That's all it
I
was.
don't know. I never met him.
To begin
Oh, that's
the new
I
Corday
never
era.
met
And
husband,
him.
listen,
right?
read this book right
Yeah,
here. You
ex-husband,
gotta read it.
because
Or
I never
ex-husband?
met him.
Nah, I ain't meet him neither.
where
I ain't meet him.
all the rich people in the world they can go to
Type shit.
Jerusalem and experience all this transhumanist
Okay, now
technology,
I
organ
understand.
transplants that allow them to live to 150
Yeah, cause
years.
it's a lot of y'all. I was
So that's
confused
the
as
very
hell.
idea
Like,
of
what the
Man,
fuck?
we half the population. I'm
Judaica,
over it.
right? Capital
I
needs to move to a
see.
more safe place, which is Israel, but also
What was you
these
saying,
oligarchs
bro?
they want to achieve a transhumanist humanist vision
Nah, I
of the
was
world,
saying nah. So
and
who all
so
got
Israel
Divorce.
has this technology, but also they want to
Corday
create
is
a
divorced.
surveillance state in order to maintain
Oh,
permanent control
word.
of the
Stop
world.
playing with me.
Is
And
she
that's
Nah,
single?
exactly
but
what it's about.
she talking to somebody
But
right
the
now.
world is heading
I can't
towards
say that.
a
I didn't know that
Fergie,
Cordy was
yo.
married.
Yo,
new
I could.
place, a brave new world. We've never seen it before. There'll be complete chaos.
Your call has been
And
forwarded.
honestly, the goal is to kill as many people as possible because the world can't sustain 8 billion
Okay,
people.
where he at?
So you're trying to create as many
Damn,
conflicts
cuz.
as possible.
Remember,
Not even
what
gonna
did the
lie.
Georgia Guidestones say verbatim?
Thought we
Maintain
was taking
humanity at
shots. You trying
500
to kill a
million.
nigga in
Ain't
here.
So
nobody
this
trying to kill you. Shut
corresponds
up.
again,
Ain't
what I've
nobody
been telling
trying
you
to kill you.
guys.
Stop
Henry
being scared. You
Kissinger,
need that.
the national memorandum 200, who was the
Oh,
Secretary
Oh,
of State of
sissy.
you
1975,
I
want a
got my
nigga
what did he
drop
whiskey.
his
say?
guard,
He said
huh?
that human life on the planet
Oh,
is at
Tiffany, what you
unstable
gave me? Oh,
heights. So you have
Some
to
fruity
unalive
shit
so
that you
many
know you
people.
like,
How
cause
you
you
gonna
gotta be
do
you
that?
probably gotta be ready for two.
Right? You're gonna do it with psychological
Pull,
operations.
yo,
You're
you
gonna do it with the
tripping.
war.
You said
You're gonna do it with
I know. I mean,
symbolism.
like conversate
You're
with
gonna do it with
one,
the
and
food and the
you
drugs
might gotta
because
hump the
Facts,
food
other
and
bro.
the
one
drugs in itself
because
is nothing but
I'm telling
biochemicalization
you,
to keep you
he's
under a
going to flip
degraded state
out.
to where you don't reap the benefits of
You
these new
always got me in
energies
something. See,
that's
that's what
coming
I'm
to the
saying. That's why
planet to
people
where
don't
you're
like
able to
me.
upgrade
Whole time
we
it
yourself.
don't
could
be
put
me
our
though.
security
Right?
uniforms back on
Because when you upgrade yourself,
if
that's
that'll
when you
make it
become
He gonna be
more.
looking
easier.
like, what the
that'll
fuck we need
probably
a
make
That's
it
security
why I
for?
said
easier.
when you talk
That'll
about
Oh,
probably
look.
make it
Huh?
alignment,
easier.
Look,
Leviathan
made you
is
think
with
you think
things of
about
genetic
that.
Cause I
format.
work
They
for
don't
your
want you to
mom. Like
resurrect
I'm
yourself
the
with the
fucking
Kundalini
know what I
Serpentine fire
mean?
that activates the
I'm the
Serpentine
head of
wisdom in the brain.
That's
security
why I'm
and
trying to
Is what
assistant
explain to
activates
man
Jada,
the
like,
corpus
your
this is
callosum
grandma.
with
really
the neuron
family
fibers
business right
to
here.
where you get the
That's
ascension
Fact.
with the
cool.
wings of a dove,
No, Nino's
right?
fine.
That's what that's talking about. They don't want you
Well, I
to
just met
upgrade
him. I
yourself.
don't
We
know
They
IRL
both
want
too,
you to
security,
right?
positional
gang.
shift.
We both
Yeah.
security.
Because when you shift, that's when everything else shifts.
Look,
Everything
Tall,
shift
dark,
Nino,
and
starts with you.
handsome.
Nah, we
Nino's
both.
fine.
Huge
But
population
Yeah, we
um,
so
both
that the
security, gang.
population will be
oh,
easier
listen here,
to govern,
listen here.
to create
Don't you
compliance.
start. Don't you
So
start.
That
again,
ass.
I don't want to say too much
Wait, what?
I'm
because
second
He
in
was at my
I
baby
charge.
don't want
shower
to
too.
sound too
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
second
aggressive
in
this my
charge of the
bro.
security.
I'm
or
sorry, I was
deranged
drunk.
or
I was
Man,
insane.
drunk.
we been city
But
hopping for a minute now.
if you
Okay,
want to
This
brother.
survive
bro, we got a
what's
lot of
coming,
history.
you have
Yes,
to mentally prepare
sissy.
yourself.
You see,
You have to tell
brother, and
yourself
A
that
lot of
maybe what I believe
history.
of the world
Huh.
is wrong.
he's,
Maybe bricks doesn't matter. Maybe
here.
China doesn't
I was with
matter.
you
Ain't no
yesterday
Maybe
when
games.
it's
you came
all
to
just
the
illusion. Maybe it's all just
mechanic shop and shit.
lies of
Bring out a
another
flash
Oh, that
screen.
was
beings
you.
in order to
Yeah.
Cause of this man right
to make
here.
us not
He hot
understand what's
headed.
really going
I
on.
should have stayed my ass. I was
Well, before
Henny.
the
You know
Antichrist
what's crazy
comes,
when
one of the
Nino
things
didn't
that we
tell you a
know
part
from
of
the
the
fathers
story
of the church
that
is
I
that
Hold
there
on,
didn't
will
hold on.
be
say.
Give
a
me a second. Give me a
worldwide
second.
implosion of people's
Give me a
morality.
second. A second.
So,
See, you gotta understand something. When you're
Y'all
talking
better
about
make
the
sure y'all
Antichrist,
eat
yes,
or
there's
Oh,
gonna
I'm
be
somebody
a
definitely
pass
physical,
straight.
out.
but it's
I
gonna be
got
one of those
something to
things
eat,
where
baby.
it's not an actual person. When you become anti yourself, that's when
Who's
you
that
become the
seafood?
Antichrist. And that's where you lose your morals.
You're not supposed to agree
When
with
you become anti
that.
yourself, you lose your morals in totality.
Hell nah, that thing better
So,
smell like
because that
roses.
energy in
Oh
itself is
yeah,
what
of
disconnects you
course.
from the energetic frequency of the soul that is interconnected to
I
the
don't look
heart
like no
chakra.
dirty girl.
The heart is the seat of the soul that disconnects you
Drip,
from
drip,
your higher
gang.
self, which is a Zohar or your Sahu body
See, I
that
even
I
get
talk
wet.
about in my
See?
book.
Huh?
The link is in the
I said
chat.
I even get wet.
The
See?
Sahu body is
Uh-huh.
amalgamated with the fifth chakra,
Drip,
the
drip.
heart
Got a little
chakra,
thug in
and the
you.
oversoul.
Yep.
That's what makes you the Christ, right? Because words from
You
the heart
got
can only
to.
reach the heart. That's why the tongue in
This
The
itself
You
is
nigga,
know
baby
the people that be
sleep.
energetically
trying to play
connected
with
to the
me?
heart,
this nigga Nino
right?
over there
Because when
babysitting.
you speak truth to power, that's when your tongue
That
in
shit
itself
done,
becomes the
cuz.
sword to invert the
No,
combative
deal with
Damn,
energy
it.
of
damn,
the
homie.
I'm
You
Antichrist
ready to
that
fucked
pass
creates
up.
this
out.
whole
I'm
I am
system,
fucked
too.
up, cuz.
right?
Yeah.
So it's another
Word.
thing too. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
On
That's it.
that.
If
Like,
you're a Christian in the chat, if you're
That
anybody who
walkie
is
talkie.
I don't know how you
subjected
gonna make
to
it home.
monotheistic belief systems,
Shit,
one
I'm
thing you gotta
fucked up.
understand is that the motherfucking
Nigga about to
Antichrist is not
pass out. That
somebody who
nigga will come
works
in this
at
bitch like, who the
McDonald's.
fuck
It's
is
not somebody who
this?
works
Yeah,
on an
like how the fuck
assembly
you gonna
line.
secure
It's not
y'all?
somebody who works at a car dealership. It's going to be
You
somebody
got
who
me off
has
my
political
It's
square
or
Henny
right
fault.
now.
religious
No, it's
or
all Henny
Oh,
fault though.
economic
Bunny
Remember
in
she
the
influence.
told me
city.
So this
Hold
is
on,
why I
hold
keep
on,
telling
hold on. I
people,
heard that. What
why
I
do you
did?
still follow
You
that
told me
Bunny.
to serve everybody
if you
drink. I
know
didn't say that.
that your so-called
She said
antichrist is
liquor,
going to have
shots of
those
liquor,
seats
not
filled
no
Nah,
up,
that's
wop.
why do you keep
that is
following
what she
those
got in there.
systems?
I just
Right?
deliver like
If you don't understand
1.5
that,
and
I
liquor in
can't
there.
explain
That
good
ain't it
forecast
in
and the
there.
weather to you.
Lean
You,
green is
Right?
like another line of walk.
Because
oh
one thing
shit!
you got to
Oh girl,
understand,
calling
if you
me.
go to Job chapter 9,
I
verse
knew it every
24,
time.
Ephesians chapter 6,
Oh
verse
my
12,
god,
the
y'all
world
You
is
don't
better
giving
know
not
in
each
to
answer
other,
it.
its
do
wicked
y'all?
and
You
its
better not
wickedness in high
answer it.
places. What are those
You
high
know her?
places?
I don't.
politics,
You never told me her name for me to know
the
if I
ones
knew
who
her.
control the pharmaceutical industry, the ones who control the movie
So
industry.
yeah, we're gonna keep it like that.
Anybody who controls those
You
infrastructures
peeped it, friend.
is what you call
You
your
peeped them.
antichrist. So this is why they say, "Come out of her, come out of Babylon,
That's
you
cool, friend.
harlot,"
I guess if
right?
she ever pops up, you
Because
know, I gotta say
Babylon
I'm
is
with
not
you.
just a physical place; it's
That's
actually
something.
a psychological
Ain't that something? Yeah.
infrastructure. It's an
I gotta. The
ideology in
type
the
of role we
mind.
gotta play around here. Get your role
Because
Yo,
when
playing.
you come out of her, that's when you break outside the box. Because the box in itself is a
That's
representation
that. Ain't that
of
right?
the
they
suprachiasmatic
say
nucleus
critical.
that keeps you
Yeah,
confined
it's
to a
critical
certain
conditions in
ideology
here.
to where you can't
Hold on, I'm
think
on a
outside the
phone call
box,
IRL. Give me 1 minute, guys.
right? This is
All
why
right.
the great majority of all the religions in itself is controlled by the cube. That is
Right
also
in
the
their heads. That's
representation of the
us.
So you don't
hexahedron.
want to pick
You're
up, huh?
hexed by the system that keeps you confined to a certain ideology.
That's
That's why all
crazy.
the religions they operate on the
Yeah,
what? The Sabbath.
take
The
it
Sabbath in itself is in connection with the moon. The
on
moon
the
in itself
down.
is the cube, right? They keep you confined. They keep you trapped in an artificial time analysis mechanism, reincarnation.
which we've seen, right? So that's happened since the 1950s. So we have that. The other part of it is, again, is the unification of the worldwide economies, because he has to be able to control people en masse. The other thing is, too, is it has to be something that the people that are alive, that in order to survive, you have to be able to plug into that economy in some fashion. That's why they talk about the mark of the beast. Well, we're almost there. The mark of the beast is the inversion of what they call the mark of baptism. So it's going to be something in our bodies that will give us access to these particular things. They say that the Antichrist will be so charismatic and he will set himself up as the Messiah, but it'll be a political type of a thing.
What about the temple?
According to the fathers of the church, at least the ones that I've read, they said the temple will never be rebuilt. And
It will never be
it will never be rebuilt. And the reason being is because, first of all, Jews tried to rebuild.
Like again, like I said, the third temple, Donald Trump's third term is the representation of the building of the third temple. You got to understand symbolism.
And it was destroyed in the process. Christ actually put an end to the Jewish sacrifice on purpose, because the Jewish sacrifice in the Old Testament was a lead up or a prefigurement of Christ. And so he gave them one generation in order for them to convert to Christianity. And when they didn't, he put an end to their sacrifice. So technically speaking, there hasn't been practicing Jews in 2,000 years because the temple hasn't been around. They haven't been able to offer sacrifice. Doesn't mean that they don't pray and things of that sort, but they haven't been able to enact their primary religious duties, which is to offer sacrifice. Plus their Levitic line, which is their priestly line, was destroyed. But then the difficulty is people tend to misinterpret the book of Daniel, which says when the abomination of desolation takes its seat in the temple. What they don't realize is that is not a reference to the Jewish temple. That's where the Protestants are getting it wrong. So a lot of the Protestants are thinking, oh, well, let's help the Jews rebuild the temple, and then that will usher in, because Christ is going to return, after they think the temple is going to be rebuilt. And then as a result of that, I should say, the temple has to be rebuilt in order for the Antichrist to put himself in there. So let's do that so that the Antichrist will come, and then that means that Christ will come, and that's kind of their reasoning behind it. Well, first of all, just getting through the years of the Antichrist is going to be brutal, so I wouldn't be pushing that. But the fathers of the church are very clear that it'll never be rebuilt, and that the reference to the abomination of desolation taking its seat in the temple is actually a reference to the Catholic Church. That there's going to be some way in which the situation in the church will become compromised to such a degree. It doesn't mean that people have to know it, but its essential elements will still remain
My
intact,
bad, y'all. I'm bringing
but
my daughter
that the
here.
Catholic Church itself would be
Yeah, I'm about to get the
compromised
Okay.
fly
in
out.
that process.
For
Like,
example,
Huh?
the latest
Yeah, get the
Olympics
kids.
opening ceremony, there's a
Y'all
big
know when the
pentagram in the
restart
middle of
is?
it, or the one prior to
the
that,
next
Wait,
also
you,
Winter
time
Olympics,
gonna be
the
wait,
on
other,
you
the
got
'Mockery of the
10
Last
p.m., 9
Supper. And
p.m.
Right.
what is
9
this?
Did
p.m.
you ever see
tonight?
the ceremony for the
Yeah.
opening of the tunnel in
Oh,
Switzerland?
you got
It was a
kids?
Every what?
full-blown ritual to
8
Baphomet.
hours?
And when
Who
they
is
did the
Oh,
this?
opening ceremonies
oh,
for it, it was supposed
seven,
to
eight
cut down on
hours?
the travel significantly for people
Oh, you got
in
kids
between
too?
countries. And you can actually find it actually online, but when you watch it, it's a full-blown ritual to Baphomet. And so I think that's all part of the revealing of the method, that the people that are at the top of these political elite, the financial elite.
See, one thing you got to understand is that you got to read between the lines. You got to see, as you can see,
Oh,
he
shit. I gotta
has
be back too.
Catholic
I'm gonna bring
guards
Ori
on,
hair up. I gotta fix
which
Tilson.
also
Braid
is in
his hair up.
alignment with Saturn
I
symbolism.
really don't. I'm
See,
probably. I
this is
probably
how
change
they
the
mix
past
the
like just like
medicine with the
that.
candy,
Honestly.
because he's a part of that same infrastructure, but he's calling himself speaking against that infrastructure. So that's why I said you can't trust everybody that's acclimated to these industries
What you say,
and
son?
all these secret societies and
I said I
everything
ain't
that's
even about
connected
to
to
be
their
Joji.
cult
I ain't gonna
systems.
lie. We gonna split this.
People that are in charge of, stuff like the ceremonies, Olympics, and that type of thing. These people that are at the very top of it, they're doing this stuff because they're revealing their belief. They're revealing the method. The point is that demons are showmen, and so they get a certain amount of glory by this stuff being manifest in this life. And so that's why they like those two things being shown, to normalize people's exposure to it, so people have seen it enough to where they become
There's no admin on right
comfortable
now. They
with
just
it. And
said.
then from there, then they can start opening
They
up the
say B.
avenue a
The
lot
same
more
code.
towards getting people to actually believe it. Once it becomes normalized and they've seen it
Cut
enough, and then
smoke.
people get used to it.
You think pedophilia will become normalized?
All right, yo.
Massive
So
display of
what
that
we
happening
on?
right
Cause
now.
Yeah, there
we
is.
might be
But I can see it getting to the point
we
where,
might got a
especially if they start
security
the
job
psychological
tonight.
approach, which is, which what they're trying to do now,
Oh,
they're trying to
where?
remove
What you mean? What
pedophilia
we
from the
Where
on?
they been at?
DSM. Because
You
once
got.
it's removed from the DSM, then you can.
See,
What
it's
do
the
you mean what
same
What
we
thing
on?
happened?
because everything
What do you
operates on the
mean what
cycle
we
of a
on?
cycle. Everything operates in cycles in the simulation.
Oh,
Y'all
we
have
was
Because
taking
that's
security
the
job.
same
shots.
thing when
Come
you're
on,
talking
let's
about
take a shot.
alternative
Y'all have
sexual
security
lifestyles.
job.
I think it was in
And
1984
her
they
man's gonna be here.
boycotted um, a
Yeah, my
certain
man finna come right in the
sexuality
house.
out of the diagnostic
Yeah.
manual to where it wasn't considered as
That
a
we
mental
do know that.
illness, right? So the same thing is actually going to be taking place when you're
That
talking
bar
about
open, bro. You could get a drink.
pedophilia that takes
Hold
place in
on.
the Catholic Church.
This is to you being free of them
Decriminalize it, and
babies
then you
in
can
your
go from
belly.
there.
Hold on.
They want to do that, and I can see it becoming normalized in that fashion
That's what
if
I
they
Free of
said.
keep
them
maintaining it.
babies.
Because right
I
now,
was
the Epstein
breaking.
thing is to expose
I'm trying to drink
people
one for the room.
to it in such a degree, and at the high level people being involved in it is done in such a manner that they want to give people the impression that it's more ubiquitous, that it's everywhere, everybody's
Yeah, you
doing it,
should
or
be
that
good for with
people who reach
liquor
this,
for a
it's normal
minute.
for the people who get to the top to do this kind of thing.
What
Then
my
why do you
bar?
think this is all
Oh
being
yeah,
revealed right now?
cheers.
I think part
I
of it's the
just
revealing
drank
of the
one.
method.
This
I
is
think
for
part of
you
it
and being
is
baby free out your
showmanship.
belly.
Showmanship. I think a
We'll
lot of
go
it's
to
that.
that.
Is there any good coming
Word.
from it being
Don't get no
revealed?
What's
more,
the
not
good that's
yet.
coming from it is
Won't be
that
too
the
long.
majority of the
No, don't
population,
get
at
no
least in this
more
country, is starting to
ever,
realize
ever,
that
ever
Won't be
again.
too
we
long.
have some sick
What you
people that are
mean?
running things.
What
You
you
gonna
So
mean?
stress Nino
that's
out? Oh
a
my
good thing that
God.
people
I'm
actually
gonna
know,
stress
because
Nino
this
out
stuff has been
forever.
around for a while.
Yeah.
Part of it is too is I think God is
I'm
forcing
like,
it
hold on.
to the
I'm like, Gino,
surface so
my
that
baby daddy
we
chasing me in the
see
street. You gotta come
how
get me.
evil of a
He
people
gonna
we're
be,
Oh
he
my
becoming.
gonna, he
God,
gonna be
What do
like,
you
you
what
was
think
the
comes
fuck?
next?
And Nino only live
I think
like,
we're
he
going to get
lives like 5
divine
minutes away.
spanking.
You're like, what
I
the
think we're going to
fuck?
have some type of wars, because it says right in the scripture, it
I'm
says that the
dead.
wages of sin
He
is
gonna be like,
death.
he gonna be
I
like,
just
you're
don't see how
lying.
we're not going
Why
to
would
get
he be
out of this
chasing you?
situation without
Nino, this
mass
nigga done
death.
found my phone.
oh my
So
God.
with
You
that
Once I
don't
being
send it
put a
to
said,
Nino,
lock
he gonna,
on your phone?
I do, but you never know. But you know what people got going on. People be doing a lot of,
we're gonna get back to
he's a
the
scammer.
presentation at hand.
Oh
You
shit.
can never trust him.
So
Uh-uh.
put the rice bowls in the chat.
That's crazy. This nigga leaning over here,
He on
cuz.
that, he on that
Me
Good.
Ready to
You
go
too.
goody,
into
weed.
the
cuz.
presentation.
Leanio, he got the leano.
Everybody want to start hitting me a
Dripping
lot due to
lean,
transmission.
lean,
I
Bunny
lean.
swear,
just flew in
you
too.
know,
You know what's crazy,
everything you got to
Nino?
understand about
What?
something. Everything in the simulation is
You
frequency
can't even, I
warfare.
can't even hump you right
They
now
can
until you
send
hear that
out
baby.
frequencies to
You gotta give
people
her some.
to throw
And
off
I
your
don't share the same
message.
pH balance with no
You gotta
bitch.
understand that. Cause I never get people knocking on my door, knocking on my damn door and
Ooh,
calling
You
me.
not you got a
bugging.
baby on the way.
Huh?
So you got this stuff going on. You got Iranian official
I
I said,
said
says
ooh,
what?
not you
Iran
got a
does
baby
not
on the
want to
way.
seek
Yeah, I just
negotiations
slipped
and
up.
is ready for
I
a long
slipped up.
war.
A
The
couple days,
Ministry of
look,
Defense
about a week
added
before I had
that
mine, I
they
just
have not yet
he read
used
all
all
that
their
time.
advanced weapons. Now, what advanced weapons
I
are they talking
tried to
about?
hold off.
Right?
She must have been,
What
she must
advanced
have been naked in
weapons?
front of him.
You're talking about
Yeah, she was
communications
popping that.
blackout. You're talking about
Got that?
EMPs,
And them glasses
right?
came
Started
right
wiping
off.
An
me
EMP, for
down.
those who don't know
I
what it
couldn't hold
is
back.
basically a
And them glasses
electromagnetic
came
pulse
right off.
deficiency that shuts
Huh?
down
And them dreads went
the
right up,
energetic
and
grid
he went to
system
work
that
I
with
ain't
them.
controls
even
all
have a chance
technological
to go
devices.
grab
So
no
this is why I keep telling
condoms.
people to get you a vehicle before
I did
1975.
not
Any
want no
vehicle
baby. I ain't gonna lie.
before
But
1975 doesn't need any type of or
I
have any
really
type of
did. I don't know
technological
how this shit
devices to
worked.
it. It can
That
run on
was
gas.
You
literally
know
my
what's so
first
So when it
crazy
time.
shuts
though?
down, you'll be
So you
able
know
to
what's so
drive your
crazy? I
car.
was telling what's her
Hey,
name
so
that
y'all use the y'all use
So
the
you got
ERP
that
mate?
going
yeah,
on.
she
We
pregnant.
used a
And then
bunch
it
of
says
shit. I ain't
He
gonna
said
retire
because of,
lie.
he said because of me,
I got
he doing a home
retire
birth
U.S.
delivery because
Journal
he's not
says
stressing out.
Americans
Because the
are
me
being
and that girl
lied
that
to
jumped up,
about the
the
war,
girl that jumped up the
claims
bridge right
Israel is
before my
being
baby shower
heavily
started,
hit by
and then me
Iranian
running around and
missiles,
he,
right?
you know, was too
Because
much
all
going
they
on. He
have to
said,
do
nah.
is shut down
Word,
straight from
No,
the
cuz.
nope. I already paid for that shit.
Right
They got a
before
whole.
we
by
seen the birth, we
it's
seen the whole
controlled by
death.
Iran on the north side of the Strait,
Yup.
and that's where
Shit
the
was
great
That
majority
shit
of the
crazy.
was
Muslim
wow. I was
Brotherhood
That
watching
shit
that
had
shit,
is
me
yo.
wildin'. I'm
And
over
you want to
here.
know what's
majority
crazy?
of
She
international
related.
resources
The
and
girl
things
is
of that nature.
related.
Because
The girl is
Iran, they
related
could
to
just be
y'all
on some
family.
kamikaze type shit
Oh
and
shit.
just bomb the
Oh
whole
yeah,
strait
I
of
heard about
Hormuz,
it.
and then
And
there goes your energy
I got somebody's
warfare. There
mental
goes your resource
evaluation coming up
warfare.
because
There goes
I
your
don't know
Wait,
which
you
your
a
y'all made a
electrification,
ticket about
psychiatrist?
the
that
whole
shit.
electrical
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
I
of
breakdown
y'all
got
made
to
a
down in
put.
ticket about
totality.
it.
That could
Yeah,
be
I'm
the
about to
And
beginning
put
points
one
of
in
it.
too. Probably today.
So
I need to talk because
you got to
they
understand.
need
The
alright, so
sea of
at me.
the
they
Strait of
need to
Hormuz
talk
isn't
to
a
these
city or a
girls in
base.
here. That
It's
ain't
a
the
narrow
first
water
person I
pass that's
stopped from
connected to
trying
the
to
Persian
stop from
Gulf
committing
and the Gulf
suicide.
of
Another
Aman,
one.
and then the
Well,
Arabian
this one was
Sea.
a happy ending though, because they
And it
ended up
contains
coming
a
and renting
massive
a
oil
motherfucking
tanker traffic.
bungalow and
Thousands of super
everything, and
tanks move through it every year.
probably making a
Around
baby. I don't know.
17 to 20
But
billion
some other girl
barrels of
was
oil,
coming up the
20
boardwalk and
billion
shit, and she was
barrels of oil
stressing and
per
shit. And
day
I was like, "You
throughout the
coming to
strait.
get food?"
So that's how
And she
much
started acting
resources
crazy,
that
trying to kill
geographical
herself and
area
shit. Like,
has. So all that has
it's a
that
lot of
area, all it has to
suicidal
do, the
girls
Strait
in this
of
city. They
Hormuz,
need
all it
help.
has to do is collapse,
Yeah,
or
it's
Iran
because you
could
got
just bomb it.
once they got that baby in them, the
Now,
RP, we don't
Oh,
I
allow
well.
the
was I
babies to
looked
die.
into
The
this
only way
guy,
they could die is if the woman flat back. So they be trying to flat back themselves.
Majoba Kamini.
Yeah, I
So
see.
Majoba
And then
Kamini
these
Not
is the
niggas
me.
don't
new
be supporting they women while
Iran's
they pregnant. Like, why
supreme
y'all
leader.
leaving her abroad?
Because
Like, that's
one thing
one
you got to
thing I ain't
understand
gonna
about
do
how everything takes
is
place
leave
in a
old girl while
simulation.
she
Everything is a
pregnant. Like,
script.
that's some
Everything
faggot shit
happens
to
for a
me.
reason. So I did some
Like, that's
background
some
checking
real
on his
coward
name.
shit. I don't
His
care if I
name is
got 10
connected
kids in this
to
bitch. I'm gonna be
You
with
done
you through
broke
your
my
Queen
heart,
pregnancy.
Nino. You done broke my
Huh?
Queen
heart. You done
Elizabeth.
broke
No,
my
I
heart
didn't.
Because
Bitch, no
after the
good.
Babylonian exile,
No, I
Can't believe
didn't.
it.
what happened
The
was, let me
one,
blow
the
this up for a
one
second,
chocolate one I was just about to
and then we're gonna get back to
get up,
his
Home.
inception.
and this bitch
So
done
the
got in my
after the
way.
Babylonian exile, the
I
Babylonian
guess I got to
Why
start
you
doing
captivity
think?
interior
and the
designer since
exile was a
then,
period in Jewish
huh?
history during the large network
Why
of
you think she
Judeans
in the
from
way
ancient
though?
kingdom
I ain't
of
Nah,
married.
Judah were exiled
no
to
shit. You damn near
Babylon
is. I got
by
a
the
baby.
Neo-Babylon Empire. So this is
Shit, you
basically the
got a
beginning points
baby?
of
Is
the
you
Yeah,
married?
amalgamation
but
process
mine's is
of the
different,
ancient
honey.
Persians and the
How is yours
Jews
different than
during that
mine?
time period. Now,
Because she actually had to stay at your place.
three genealogy charts
I had
trace
two
that the
places.
lineages of Queen
He just
Elizabeth
had to stay. He
Shit.
II
just had to.
to the
He'll just be at the place
pre-Islamic
watching the kids
Persian
where I know I want my
monarchs.
kids to
And
be
when
at,
I
and not at
traced
some little
his
dirty,
name,
stinky hoe house.
his name
Yeah,
is in
you on
While
cahoots
he's
another
out running
level.
with
I
around,
ain't
Queen
even
while
Elizabeth
he's
reached
out
II
that
running
by
level
this
around,
yet.
article,
while he's out running
right?
around doing
So
God
this is
knows
why I
what on
said
any
you're
other
looking at
girl.
a whole monarchy system.
See,
His
I
whole
try
thing was
I
played
try
out
not
from
to
the jump.
be
He ain't
out
just they
here
knew he was
slinging
gonna
it
be the
to
next leader,
everybody type shit.
right?
So
Because all I did was I traced his
You slung it
bloodline. His
enough.
bloodline is connected
to
to the
one
Babylonian
person.
exile
That's what I'm
when
saying.
you
That was
had the
enough. You didn't
pre-Islamic
Word.
already hit.
Persians
You didn't already hit a red
amalgamating
bump.
with the
Yeah, that
Jews
was
that's
very
Word.
interconnected
interesting. You
to
done
Queen
put
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
he done hit a
So
red
look
stop
what you're
sign
looking at.
right in my
This is
face.
nothing but a monarchy system. This
Oh,
is the beginning points of the New World
don't
Order.
say that.
All world leaders in
That's
itself, all
Hey,
world
Literally,
leaders
she
are
she
basically,
would be
related.
livid if she ever
So
found I was around a baby.
then the
Oh my
ancestry of
god.
Queen Elizabeth
Oh, she
II
who
lived
you
down the street.
telling?
is
And she
connected
lived
to
in
That's
front of
how
my
I
the
shit.
ended up on
Sasanian
child support
Empire
IRL.
that is also
See?
the founder of the
See?
last
Playing around.
Sassaniharian
She seen
Persian
my
dynasty to
girl.
rule
She
Iran.
got
Because
hot.
Yeah, ain't
Iran
nobody
is
playing
nothing
with
but
you.
modern day Persia. You
Only
got to understand
chocolate.
that.
I told you, I'm chocolate
Iran
ones. Always get you in
right
trouble.
now is
That's
modern
why
day
I ended up
Persia.
pregnant, see? By a chocolate nigga.
Yeah, I
So
ain't
you
gonna
got,
can't
lie.
give
this
me
is
a
why
chocolate. Yeah, I'm
I pulled
tired of
up
these
this
fucking
article
light
right
skinned niggas
here.
and these white
Yeah,
niggas.
light
I
skin
got
niggas been
time.
Dynasties
telling
still
eggs.
run the
nigga
world.
They
said
like
Why?
light
they like
skinned
Because
me.
niggas is
10
No offense
world
to my
wild.
leaders
kids because they
belong
That's
listening right here,
crazy.
but
to a
I mean, like, no
political
offense to my
family.
kids.
To reach the
They
highest
act like a
rungs
bad
of
bitch.
power,
I need a
it
black
really
baby.
helps if your
Y'all
father was
niggas is
Mm.
president.
dealing with them crybaby light skinned niggas, huh?
Ah,
Now, you got
somebody's
this
light skin
going
over
on as
here.
well.
Sheesh.
A lot of people don't know that this actually happened
Somebody
during the
listen over here.
Crying all in
1979
your
Iran
ear.
hostage crisis.
This is
Iran
Oh
released
crazy.
all
nah,
13
I'm a
American
harden,
hostages and kept the others. In their
harden
own
everything. I
words, they
don't be
stated that
crying for
none of what's
shit.
happening was their fault.
Nah,
Black
but
people
if I
was
see
the fault
somebody
of
kill
black people, and that
themselves and
black
they
people in
babies, that
America
might make me
were
cry though.
already oppressed enough in their
Nah,
country.
nigga,
I
I was
love
So
crying.
kids.
you got
Fuck
to
you talking
understand something as well.
about?
I love kids. I don't
Iran
like
is
Niggas
people
had
also
me
the same
abusing
tweaking up
country
kids.
there, nigga. What the
Shit
fuck?
had me tripping.
that in
All right,
1984
guys, I'm about to fly out.
the Islamic Republic of
Alright,
Iran
This has
issued
been
the world's
real.
first post
See you
stamp
guys
yep.
later.
honoring Malcolm
Alright,
X.
Well,
later.
not you,
So
Nino,
this is
but
15 years before the United
unless I
States
see you at a
released its
security event
own
Alright.
where I need to
commemoratory
be
Shit, we in the
security,
emails. We in the
where I
1999.
need to be
emails.
So
Just
where I need
like
hit
I
to
me.
be
said,
security.
everything that you see taking place right
Uh-huh.
Uh,
now you know, is a
Nah,
slave.
you don't call us for that. We FBI for that type of shit. You heard? Word, we ain't security no more. We turning
Secret
to
Yo,
Service.
FBI. You heard?
yo.
Fucking federal
Secret
body
Service.
Y'all
inspectors out this
CIA for
bitch.
real.
Nah, we
Yo,
the
Them niggas out.
federal
Let me let
body
y'all niggas out.
inspectors. You heard?
I mean, like,
Alright.
oh, somebody
Let me
coming
let
in.
y'all
Somebody
niggas
coming
out.
in.
Countries, they know the truth when it comes to our history and the inception of it. They know that, you know, our geographical area was, you know, stolen
Don't run
by the
now.
13
Don't
colonies.
run now.
Those you see the number
Don't
13
run
right
now.
here,
Guys.
that is actually a matriarchal number. So then I got another video to show you guys before we get to the
Nigga said don't run now.
full
God damn, nigga,
transmission.
let me close the door.
Go
Nigga
to
said
the
don't
video.
run now.
I'm out of there, nigga. Fuck you,
Nigga
big
said don't
nigga.
run now. Don't run now. Nigga, this motherfucker, this is the
It
first time they ever see me ran. Yeah.
it ain't
Now
like
remember,
we
I
was
told you
doing anything.
in
Shit,
their
I ain't trying to
argument
sleep with that girl. I ain't
they
gonna
say
lie, bro.
that Iranian
That shit was
is
funny as hell. Nigga
This
said don't
shit,
run
this shit
now.
is all well and all
he
fun and
does advanced
games, but
militarized
she is
weaponry. It's going to
dangerous,
be
nigga.
communications blacked out,
That
She is
homie.
too
just like you've seen in the
spicy,
movie Leave the World
too
Behind.
spicy.
This is why we keep telling
I
people
like, I
stay
like, I
off the
like a
damn
little bit of
airplane. Stop trying to go
Louisiana
on
hot
trips and
sauce
all
in
that
my
other stuff.
noodles,
Yeah,
nigga.
I know
That's
you want
it.
to feel like things
No,
of that
no
nature,
goddamn
Little
but this is
peppers.
boost.
not the time to be
She
traveling
the whole
because
goddamn
just
habanero
imagine you
pepper,
have
nigga.
about maybe
She want, you know, she want me
100,000
skeeting her, right?
commercial flights every day. Just imagine if all those
Nah, but she
commercial
ain't trying to
flights
get with the
fall
program,
out the
though.
sky because
You
you have
know,
an
I got
EMP
my
attack.
ERP
That's
program. She
millions
ain't
of
trying to get with
people,
that,
you know what I'm
though.
saying,
That
being
shit turned me
unalived in
off.
real
I
time.
ain't gonna lie.
Because if you shut down the
You gonna have
energetic
to
grid
really
system
fucking
that controls the
play with
airplanes,
that
that controls
slot
the
for
cars
me,
and the
nigga.
trains and things of
Fuck
that
you
Bitch
mean?
nature,
ass
those
fools.
planes is coming down. Those
Fuck
planes are
you,
coming
me.
down. You
You
got to
gonna have to
understand that.
really rub one
So
out,
you got to
nigga.
stop being selfish and you have to
That ass.
have the mental
I
and
don't
spiritual
even know,
fortitude to read
nigga.
the
All
room.
that calm shit, nigga,
The
go out the
room, the
window when I
energy in
want
the room
something.
is
I don't
saying,
get it.
stay your
Then
motherfucking ass off
nah.
airplanes. Stop trying to travel everywhere. Or
But
you got to
yeah,
reap the
that young
negative
broad,
benefits
she
that comes
she
along with that
TTG, nigga. She
degradation.
ready for it, nigga. All I gotta do is
It
say,
is
come on.
actually worth just repeating
Nigga
what you
slick.
just said. It's 8:30 a.m. in Tehran. It's supposed to be
Shit,
daylight,
let's go
yet
and raid
you
in them
look like
shit, bro.
you're broadcasting at night. That is
Hold on.
not nightfall. That is a thick cloud of smoke that's enveloped the capital, Tehran. That is extraordinary, and that is a result of the attacks on the oil refineries there.
Oh yeah.
It is like a scene from the apocalypse, flames pouring into the night sky over Tehran after Israel struck 4 separate oil
Oh
facilities
shit,
around the
Kayla
city.
in here.
Benjamin
Yo,
Netanyahu had promised
give
many
me like a
surprises
couple
to
minutes.
come,
I'm gonna go
and
holler
these
at her, then
strikes
I'm
were
gonna fly
certainly
out.
one of them.
Alright, man.
I'll
I'ma
be
just go
over
straight
there.
over there.
All right.
Imagine being here when a spill from one of the
And for those who